Hi guys, I'm Xeno. So lately I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video about how I do my ranger rotation. Um, so just a quick disclaimer, this rotation, it seems simple, it's really difficult, requires a lot of practice, time, effort. So if you're a beginner ranger, I don't suggest this. If you're an endgame ranger wanting to do high damage, this is for you. So I'm going to be going over talents, gear, and then rotation. It's going to be a pretty quick video, so you can rewatch it multiple times. But if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I know it's super confusing. It took me a really long time to figure this out. But talents. So I use everything on the left except for rapid charge. You kind of need that quick charge. If you don't have it, you're not really going to go anywhere with the DPS. You're going to be scoring pretty low. So that could be one reason if you're scoring low, you may not have the right talents. So then your bow, if you have a legendary, you want Bleed Ice Heart. I don't have that. Bleed Charge Strikes is good. It's just that your poison may eat the crit from Charge Strikes, so I don't completely suggest it. Then there's Bleed Giant Killer. That just does more damage. That's what Giant Killer does, more damage to bosses. Ice Heart is whenever there's a frost debuff, you do more damage. So it also works on trash. So I would suggest Ice Heart over Giant Killer, but if you get Giant Killer, don't roll again. These effervescents are really expensive. If you have a purple weapon, just go for Bleed. It does a lot more damage than Ice Heart and Giant Killer combined. So then I use crit chance projectile damage on all four, and my tile set is I think it's 3 tiles for everything except for 1 piece of armor. Nope, 2 pieces of armor. Those two. But it's five tile sets, so just know that you have to have an entire set of armor set aside for Ranger. Now, if I'm not going to show them here, but if you look me up on the armory, just Xeno, then I'm basically always in the Ranger discipline, so you can just look there and copy down my tiles. They're not anything special, they're just the same as literally every Ranger tile set ever. So this rotation kind of focuses on abusing the cooldown of the charge piercing and the spawn rate of the crit points. So first, a lot of rangers, they like to start out with charge piercing like that. Don't do that. You have no globes. You're basically, like, you may as well just take a pillow and throw it at the boss. So you're not going to do as much damage. So first what I like to do is I like to fire 3 arrows to build up some globes. I like to fire a poison to A, get a 4th globe, and B, poison ticks do more damage, those red things up there, those do more damage based off of how many globes you have. So you start out with 3 globes instead of no globes if you start with your poison. Don't ever charge your poison. It's basically a waste. It's better to charge your charge piercing. So the rotation after the first arrow, it basically goes, you hit the crit point in between, and then as soon as your arrow respawns, the arrow that you just fired will spawn a crit point, and you want to shoot this charged at that weak point as soon as possible. So you're aiming to hit your charge piercings with a weak point always, so that they do more damage. Then you can hit crits in like 200, 300 Ks. Now the other thing is I will say like holding a weak point, which basically means that I'm going to let it sit there so that at the last second when this spawns, I use it and I hit it. So basically what it looks like, 1, 2, 3, and I take this, I charge it, assuming I don't miss. And if you miss, it's completely fine. Now that's hitting the weak point in between, so that then as soon as this spawns, I grab it, and see how that weak point just spawned? So now this next one that is going to spawn, I'm going to hold that, so that then I can grab this as soon as it spawns and shoot. Now this next one, I'm just going to shoot it in between, and then as soon as my arrow respawns, right there. Now I'm just going to continue this process, and that's basically going to get me high damage. I don't know how it gets high damage. You can ask somebody who actually looks at the numbers. I kind of just looked at my end result and said, hey, this works, and just did it continuously, and somehow I hit high numbers. I'm not a numbers person. I'm more of a pew-pew, do what other people say person. So that's basically the rotation. It's simple. It's simple to remember. It's simple to kind of like grasp, but it's hard to manage and keep in a minute-long fight. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment, and if you're on the forums, you can ask there. I check that daily. so I'll respond pretty quick. And if you have any nice parses and you're on the forums or Discord, I would love to see them. Just shoot it in the same channel if you're on Discord that I sent the video, and I'll take a look. Make sure to ping me so that I get a notification. I'm not usually on the Orbus Discord.